There is no key to success. The moment someone tells you there's a key to success, they're either like a guru and like self-serving, or they're just trying to sell you something. There's no key, it's a combination lock. And each individual, like you have a unique fingerprint. That's why they take your finger when you get in trouble. We have a unique combination, just like our cell phone pin or the padlock at the gym. So if you want to figure out the key to success, it's actually finding your combination.
Hey, everybody, welcome to my show. My name is Tiffany, and I am the host of Unveiling Journeys. Man, I'm excited to have you here with me. Thank you so much. Can I just tell you a second about me? Oh my gosh, I love people. I love meeting new people. I love the thrill of like unwrapping a Christmas present of meeting a new human. And I now have this new love of showing up to networking meetings so that way I can just encourage, inspire, show up and get to know more cool people. And what ends up happening is I have like one on one meetings with them and I find out they are so cool. And I'm thinking to myself, and I end up asking them, hey, how can I meet more cool people just like you? Or, wow, this has been awesome. Who do you know that I need to know? And then really what happens is, I know people you need to know. Please, can I share people that you need to know? And in some of my favorite meetings that I love to go to, I happen to have with you one of my favorites today. Gosh, okay. So, of all the places where I like to go and hang out on some networking meetings, they're phenomenal people and they choose to continue to run high level groups, which I recommend to people. And you guys get to have the privilege of hanging out with one of them today. So, I am going to welcome my guest, Ben Albert. Welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you on. I can't believe we didn't do this sooner. I totally was like, oh, we've already hung out. No. Um, do me a favor, tell everybody a little bit about who you are, what you're up to right now.
Well, first and foremost, if you ever want to hang out, just let me know. I'll be here.
Yes.
Excited. I get to be the chief dot connector. I kind of get to be the bridge. My goal is always to get the knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it. And the beauty is I am in the needed category a lot of the time. I don't have every single answer. I'm not some guru that's reached enlightenment. So in my podcast, Real Business Connections, I get to learn and basically document the process so people don't have to make mistakes that me and my guest have made. In my agency, I work with other thought leaders. Some of them have podcasts, some of them have websites, but I basically am marketing thought leaders. And in my community, GrowGetters Only, weallgrowtogether.com, we put on complimentary networking events, and we have an inner circle for people that want a deeper dive. So it's a little bit about what I do for a living, but really it's just Ben wanting to learn something new every single day and surrounding himself with people like Tiffany that can teach him stuff.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun to know you are one of the like I don't want to say this like you're a connector, but you're really a super connector and then you decide to be host and then you decide to make sure that everybody else should feel like they want to be in this meeting and then they could be a higher level of this meeting. And the way that you host it has been so awesome that I've have on my calendar regularly. Like I must go to Ben's thing. Now, some of the meetings you
Nice.
have are of like conflicting, but I tell people, listen, if you want to hang out where I hang out or where I know people that you should hang out, Ben's one of the people. And so it's like one of the first people that I have an Excel document that's like, if you want to know where I hang out, here's Ben's in the top 3 of the people that I refer to because the way that you run your meetings are not like everyone else who's trying to show up and be like, well, here's the thing. Tiff, what's your favorite book you're reading and what's chapter 2 about? I'm like, this question is like blowing my mind, but this is what we should be getting to as friends on a networking meeting so that we can just be like, well, I own a thing and here's my thing and here's you're going to buy from me, right? Anyway, I'm just a huge fan of the way you operate and the way that you think. Some of these like spin-off meetings that you've had, like I learned from 1 hour meeting with Ben how to turn an entire podcast or a speech into a song that I would have never learned had he not been like, "I would just want to share that with people." Like AI is like blowing me away in so many different
So
that's a
cool.
whole nother conversation and chat. But
Yeah.
um so many awesome things I could say about you. Obviously people can tell,
Yeah,
but
I'm down to just let you talk about me the whole time. That sounds fun.
I love it. Let's do this though. I want to like crack into your whole journey. I want to unveil your story. So let's start from the beginning. Like, where are you from, and what was this like? What did you want to be when you grew up? Like, like school? Like, tell me. I want to hear it all.
So this is gonna be like a 20-hour podcast, right?
You know, right? I can do the same on my side.
The main speaking points was when I was young, like elementary school, I had a jersey for every single day of the week, a basketball jersey, because I wanted to be the next Michael Jordan. And what was ironic about that, because I was skilled, I actually won a bunch of skill competitions at my community center, shooting, free throws. I was skilled, but I was the shortest boy in my class. Like literally the second shortest person behind a little girl, Olivia Lee. So I was the basketball guy and I had skills, but I was destined to grow to like 5'8", and I didn't hit a growth spurt until I was like 15, 16, 17. Basketball ended up not being my path, and being a little dude who's like playing sports, but like not very good at most of them, and who was very shy and very introverted, I got picked on a lot. I got pushed around. I got bullied. I felt really disconnected. I felt very shy. And this will need the 20-hour version, but my mom had a neurological disorder and my dad had a little bit of a drinking and a drug problem. So my home life didn't make me feel connected and belonging. I felt kind of just, it wasn't the perfect childhood. We all go through different things like that. It wasn't until high school, later in high school, that like my nerdy music friends introduced me to the music industry. And before you know it, like I was a huge advocate for others. So I was going to concerts. And then before you know it, like half of my class was wearing the same t shirt of a local band because I'm like selling merch. And like when I had a purpose, I still wasn't a social butterfly. But when I had a purpose, the quiet kid felt good because I could promote this music band and these people that I loved. And that was the first time where I feel like I had a tribe. Sports band with the jerseys like didn't really fit in, but then music band, who was a weird introverted creative type, fit into the music world. And you asked for the full story. The reason I give you these pinpoints is 2016, I started a music podcast. One, because I wanted to be a producer and not a consumer. I was a huge advocate, but like I wasn't adding much to the industry. So I started a music podcast to highlight local creatives, and I wanted to get into places for free. And then fast forward through college and all sorts of stuff in 2020 when the pandemic hit and Music Ben got let go from his corporate job. Music Ben was broke, unemployed, and non essential because the industry was shut down. And he was kind of a party animal and a little depressed. So I had to create Business Ben, who's an entrepreneur. I started, instead of a music podcast, a local business podcast. And we're fast forwarding 5 years. All of what we talked about in like the intro was built from one conversation at a time, talking to local leaders in Rochester, New York, building a online following on LinkedIn, building community locally, then eventually going international, rebranding to Real Business Connections, building out a different, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, hosting these networking events. The networking events became a mastermind, but it was like all started from this kid who wanted to grow because he was literally the small kid and
Yeah.
felt disconnected because he didn't have close friends or a tribe and some family issues. So now, like, I know we might get this more later, but like when people say like why do I do what I do? Like I can do like talking points. I don't really know exactly why, other than I know what it feels like to not belong and to be disconnected and not grow. And I've like subconsciously dedicated my life to growing. And I found that we're better when we grow together. So the pieces just kind of fall as they may. And it's fun. I'm still learning every day.
Oh, yeah. The whole learning every day. I love that's like one of my joys in life is like, please don't make me watch like The Office. Can it be a documentary? Just need to know like how it's made when that show came out. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Um, so tell me, you led this whole life. Was it out of New York? We didn't get into like
Yeah, so
where.
Rochester, New York. Rochester, New
Yeah.
York, born and raised. I've lived in different cities and towns, but I've always been in the area.
Ah, that's awesome. And some of the like the first other careers, what were some of those like non-main side tangents that we skipped over to tell a part of your story?
Yeah, I mean, retail, which is typical.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's see. I started at Bill Gray's, which is cheeseburgers, the world's greatest cheeseburger. Great marketing. It's not the world's greatest cheeseburger, but they'd have commercials, the world greatest cheeseburger. So cheeseburgers, ice cream. And this is like a good music thing. Like I don't talk about my music life much because it's
yeah,
it's still current,
yeah,
but it's been just all I knew my whole life. Business seems more interesting to people. But I was a little bit of a stoner and very immature. So they didn't want me to put me in front of customers because I would just make a fool out of myself. So they put me in the dish room, and the dish room was great because I wasn't afraid of getting my hands dirty. I got to blare music. And when people were stressed or like taking a break, they could come hang out in the dish room and we were just hanging out. So, like, that's where it all started, just playing music on the stereo through, was there Bluetooth? Something plugged into the stereo at
right,
Bill
right.
Gray's. Then I worked
iPod.
at Rite Aid Pharmacy, Tops Friendly Markets, grocery store. I did sales for Chobani yogurt. I went to different like Walmart and Sam's Clubs and things like that.
I
Road
love your
shows for a little
entrepreneurial
bit.
spirit. You have like like
Yeah.
the visionary that you saw of even bringing local bands merch to other people. You have like that personality style where you're like, I don't want anyone to be left behind. I want them to feel included, like the includer, right? Like I
Yeah.
bet that's one of your top
Dude, and here's the thing though. I'm actually a little selfish. It's like I really like this band and you should too. Why don't you like this band? Like there's a little bit of self-serving in that too. Let's be real.
right? Let's let them keep being successful so I can have more music. Pump out some more CDs for me, right?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. This is fun to be able to hear where this came from. And whenever you get to the part where you're like, wait, business Ben, turning on that hat, what was that like? Like transitioning from music Ben not doing a thing to business Ben?
Yeah, I don't what was it like? It's interesting because you can look at old videos and like my setup wasn't pretty. It was a pandemic. I was stressed. I had a little bit of a drinking problem I was dealing with. So I look bloodshot and I'm not well spoken and I look like a hot mess. And I'm like, what a freaking gift because I was a hot mess, but I just did it anyways
Yeah.
because I didn't have a job. I got on LinkedIn. I basically used my cover letter as my LinkedIn because I'm like, and it was all like, what am I going to do during this pandemic? Am I going to stare at the wall and just watch it dry? Or am I going to seek new opportunities and connections? Like, I wrote this sob story, but genuine, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to stare at the wall? Or am I going to go do something? But I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just trying to find jobs. And then I had done the music podcast and I actually had relaunched it during the pandemic. So as I was doing the music podcast, we were like live streaming and people could play live and things like that. I started the business show because at the time, actually, I was doing sales for a local magazine and I was trying to find a job. And I thought, I'm kind of smarter than as I say it out loud. I'm like, I can call people for the magazine. But if they don't want a magazine ad, I can sell them a website because I know how to build websites. So I was cold calling people and it wasn't working great. And I'm like, wait a second. If I start a podcast, I can just say, hey, do you want to come on my podcast? I don't have to cold call them. I can just be like, hey, what's up? And then I got on LinkedIn and I reached out and I said, hey, can you come on my podcast? And nothing against the magazine, but like I wasn't selling any magazine ads. I was selling websites and social media. And then I like birthed a business by accident in doing so. And at the time, it was part time, like skinny amount of part time income. But, lucky I'm humble enough to know I was getting stimulus money and unemployment. So I was reinvesting my stimulus money and my unemployment into building the business. And then one day at a time, I got the momentum necessary that I was able to actually replace the income I had prior
Yeah.
In just over a year, self-employed, being a hot mess the whole time, dude. Like, I didn't know what I
Oh
was
my god.
doing. It was just one foot in front of each other pretty much the whole time.
I like how you've had this, because I think some people have the knack or they don't, or maybe they see enough people that they can copy it, that you've had this like spirit inside of you instead of like, I just want to be a cog in the system, right? Show up, be a worker bee. It's like, wait, I could do this. I can live conservatively, go launch my own thing, promoting people. You've been like showing the spirit of like major entrepreneurialism in all of this,
Mm,
which is why I think you get to hang out in your group really caters to the entrepreneur because you're like, man, I get it and I see it and I want to support you in all of that and be there for you. And then how do we do that? We get each other sales, right? How do I bring a client to you? How do I get you to move forward in that? Um, Tell me the business you have currently right now. This is the brainchild of everything that's come to this point. Who are your favorite people that if they're listening to this right now that they need to reach out. They need
mm.
to call you so they can do business with you.
So first and foremost, I'm a learner first. I'm a student first. My favorite people are people I can learn from. So, like, part of why I do the podcast is because I get to have amazing conversations where I get to learn from brilliant people. It's not beyond me. This wasn't the start. I was doing websites, I was doing local marketing. I didn't have podcast services when I started. I actually had to get bullied into starting to offer them because people are like, "You're like the podcast expert. Why aren't you offering this?" But the people I want to meet are just kicking butt in life or in business because I want to interview them on the podcast. In some cases, I want them to speak at my mastermind. Maybe we can collaborate and do a workshop together. There's different ways we can add value. And of course, those are the people that I serve as well as an agency, but I'm not like looking for the sale first because I also don't really want to work with people that are assholes anyways. So they're good people that are movers and shakers that I want to learn from anyways. We find ways that we can platform each other. And then if I'm a good fit, that's cool. Or I can platform them on the networking group. I can introduce them to more people. If they're not famous yet or they're not influencers yet, I know people that are. They can join a community of people that are working on getting there. So just good people. I know that was like a word salad. Good people doing good things that want to help others are the people I want to meet. And if I can sell them stuff or not, doesn't really matter that much to me. We'll see what happens kind of thing.
I love that. It's a good word salad. I'm going to use that next time I give a really long answer, which I do often. So I'll give you credit 5 times, then I'm going to take it.
I did not come up with word salad. Word salad's actually a term that people that have escaped cults talk about gurus and cult leaders. And it's when you say a whole lot of nothing. Like a lot of words happen, but there's
Yeah,
no meaning. A
that's a
word set.
good.
Or when you take like a metaphysical term and a scientific term and then a spiritual passage and then your own ad lib thing and just mash it together and pretend it makes sense and it amazes people, but it really means nothing. That is
Huh.
a word salad.
Well, maybe I won't use it then because I
No,
feel like I
it's
have meaning behind all the stuff I say, but that was great.
no word
Um,
salad's usually used derogatory. It's more like there's just too many words in that salad.
I think my husband will use it on me. He's like, Tiff, you could have just told me to the point, if the answer was yes or no, and I had like 3 paragraphs. My dear. Let me ask you this. You're doing so much fun stuff, but you could be doing other things. Like, why do you keep going? Why do you keep showing up and doing what you do? Because this is hard work. Like you've committed to like a lot of work.
Yeah. It's not hard work. Like I've I almost just said I've mowed lawns, but that's true. I've mowed lawns and I've chopped bushes and I get on a ladder once or twice. But I'm not putting on roofs. I'm not out there in the snow serving the landscape when it's below 0 degrees. Like I'm chatting with smart people on Zoom. Like like
That's true.
it's really fun. Now it takes time, it takes commitment, but that's the answer. Like, I just really enjoy it. Like, to me, it's not hard work. I would take this over that any day of the week. And I'm humble enough to know that I'm lucky enough to be in a space where I just get to hang out and help people online. And yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. At this point, some people are thinking, wait, I want to come follow you. I want to hear what you're all about and hear your show. Like, what are your favorite places you want people to come find you?
I spend the most time on LinkedIn. I spend the most quality time in the community. So weallgrowtogether.com. Minimum one free event a month. We've been doing the same event for like 4 years. But then I have different pop-up events. There's generally like 2 to 4 opportunities a month to come hang out. So like weallgrowtogether.com, Tiffany shows up. She adds a ton of value when she says she loves people. Those aren't just talking points. Like she actually loves people, and shows up and adds value to the room. So like that's fun. And if you like podcasts, you can listen to Real Business Connections. So Real Business Connections, or Google it. Weallgrowtogether.com if you want to join a community. And on LinkedIn is a good way just to send me a DM and say hello.
Nice, nice. That's awesome. Let's do this. I have a couple more questions. What's on the horizon? What are you working on?
Good question. I was saying this last year, and it's actually still the case. It's making my current solutions better. And it's a boring and unsexy answer, but it's taking the services I offer and developing the products to be more efficient with better results. It's taking the community, that's a big thing I'm working on. I'm always looking for other people that have an audience or a community to co host events because I
Yeah.
think that we all grow together, the collective impact. So I'm looking to connect with people that I want to add as much value as I can and collab on events. And this is actually undecided, but we do the free networking event every month. We've done it for 4 years. But since we're offering multiple events in addition to that, there's a small possibility that I'm going to start charging like $9 a month just to make sure that the people in the room are highly committed. And anyone who's already in my community is going to be just uh, grandfathered in. I'm not going to just start charging people. And I've never actually said this out loud, but on the horizon is I'm still going to put on free stuff, but I think it's okay to charge a little bit just to get the right people in the room. And I'm such a giver that I miss that. So I actually might start charging for things, Tiffany. Oh my God.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Get in before. Get in before. No.
No, that's literally we're talking it's the start of December. I'm probably gonna promote that January 1st, it's gonna go to like $9 a month. And you get like
And that's
4
fine.
events, which is fine. It's it keeps the wrong people out of the room. And there's not many of them, but just in case.
Man, that's good though. I mean, I had someone tell me, "Gosh, you should charge for this, this, or this." I'm like, It's like believing in your own value and worth at that point, and you deliver that as value. So I encourage you to lean into that. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
I want to ask you, I guess my last question, because you have so much fun stuff, and I love your story. But what do you want to leave everybody with? Like, what are your nuggets or words of wisdom for everyone?
My go-to, and I can say this till the day I die, is there is no key to success. The moment someone tells you there's a key to success, they're either like a guru and like self-serving, or they're just trying to sell you something. There's no key, it's a combination lock. And each individual, like you have a unique fingerprint. That's why they take your finger when you get in trouble. We have a unique combination, just like our cell phone pin or the padlock at the gym. So, if you want to figure out the key to success, it's actually finding your combination. Who are the people you're going to surround yourself with? What skills do you have that are unique to you? What is your purpose? What is your story? How are you going to show up? Who are you going to help? There's lots of questions and lots of digits we can discover, but no one person or one answer is going to give you that full combination. It's a lifelong journey. It's a lifelong learning experience. So be humble enough to know that you never know who's going to teach you something new. You never know what connection's gonna lead to massive changes in your business. You never know who you can help just because they need something, and then it comes back around through karma. There's so much that can happen. Uh, just figure I don't know, we just don't have it all figured out. I didn't end that very strong, Tiffany, because I'm in the learning phase. I don't have it all figured out. So every day I just do the best I can to find a new digit. And then the more digits you have, the easier it is to start unlocking stuff. So hope that analogy makes sense.
That was an incredible analogy. I love that so much, and I don't think I've ever heard it before. I think the way you said it was great because it makes so much sense that everybody's gonna have to have their own combination lock of some sort, and then adding a digit here and there to find out what that combination is for their version of success. Because even someone's ideation or version or story of what their success is gonna be different than even someone says, "My key to my success," so you crushed it with that, saying. I love that you were able to come on. Hey, this has been so fun. Thank you for coming on my show. I know it's been like a year in the making, right? For me to be like, "Hey, come on." Um, I'm so grateful for your time, and thank you for sharing your story. It was awesome for me to get that reminder of, like, where you've come from and all the little fun stuff about music and being able to be consistently coming to your Grow Getters event here and there. I love all the nuggets that you drop and the wonderful people that you bring. And then everybody who's staying and hanging on and you're able to stay and watch the whole show. Thank you for being an audience member. And I look forward to seeing you guys at another episode. And I'll see you soon, Ben, at another event. In the meantime,
Sweet. We missed one thing, Tiffany.
oh, what'd we miss?
If this was valuable, show some love for your girl. Like hit 5 stars, thumbs up, leave a comment, send a DM. I know because I'm hosting a show. Like, it's work. I said it's fun, but it takes time, it takes effort, it requires a lot of effort to make an impact. I just wanna say that. Show some love for your girl in the comments and the likes below, and yeah, I'll talk to you anytime, Tiffany. This was fun.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye, everybody.